Hello, this is Dama.Gate2, and we are back for part 61 on my From the Depths Let's Play. Sorry there's been such a long pause here between videos. Had a lot of stuff going on in real life, and I'm still kind of getting over a cold that was kicking my ass for quite some time. Anyway, before we get back into the campaign here, I just wanted to show you guys a couple of craft that we're going to be using in today's episode. Right over here we got a new submarine going with the metal theme. I have named it the Holy Diver. You can see it is much bigger than the last submarine that I built, the Last Man Standing. It's got all kinds of missiles here. I wanted something that would be more effective against flying targets. So yeah, this is what I went with. It's got about 12 of these missiles. And of course we have a pretty large bank here of those missiles that Rizal came up with that I'm a huge fan of. Very nice little missiles. And we got some torpedo interceptors here and here. And back here we have a I can't remember if this is a this is a radar buoy deployer. It just fires straight up into the air. We have the sonar decoy. It pops out of here. And down here in the back we have some torpedoes and torpedo interceptors. Right here are the torpedo interceptors. And here are some Thumperhead remote guided torpedoes. And of course in the bow we have even more torpedoes. How about that? And these are the sonar guided ones. So yeah, that is the well, actually let's just give you folks a quick look at the inside real quick. I think I hit that Shift P one too many times. Well, anyway, yeah, that's the inside of it. It does have some more decoys back here that'll fire off at certain distances. But all in all, I think this should be pretty effective against the great talents here today. And this little darling over here is called the Warrior's Call. Just so you guys can see the stats on it. Very fast, very powerful plane here. Sorry, I got a case of the burps. And we have a bunch of radar guided high explosive missiles. This thing is basically just going to fly very fast and HE spam everything. So yeah, pretty nasty little plane. Custom jet engine powered. So yeah, that is the Warrior's Call. So we're going to try to spawn in both of these today. So I'm going to put in a cut right here, and we'll get to the campaign here in a little bit. Okay, so due to these battles getting a little bit bigger and more out of control, I decided to try to make this campaign go a little faster and to try to save you guys all time. I'm going to be doing my recordings in 2x speed, and I'm going to be doing commentaries on them from here on out, probably. Right now, we are back at the campaign map, and I am looking over the repairs that we need to do from the last episode. We had a lot of fighters go down in that, unfortunately. And I'm just trying to get rid of some of the aircraft that I didn't feel like would do a whole hell of a lot of good here against the Grey Talons, because a lot of aircraft that I have right now are mostly anti-surface, that aside from the Aces in Exile. So the Night Witches and the Counter-Strike Cram Bombers, they had to go, unfortunately. So we're going to be starting up our first battle for the day. I wanted to show the battle cruiser some love here, so I figured I'd start off with that. It doesn't really go all that great because that thing's going to get smacked a couple of times with nukes. Actually, there's probably going to be a lot of nuking going on in these next 2-3 videos. And I even kind of discovered a bug, but I'll explain that later on. Looks like that ship got hit pretty hard there. Now the problem with these guys are they like to spawn in those little bitty nukes, which is that vehicle that they're spawning in right now. I'm trying to get all my guns to focus on it before it gets to be too big of a problem. Just these things spawn in so fast, the guns don't seem to be able to deal with them too well on their own. So I think I'm going to need to add in some point defense here at some point. Probably just going to do like a bunch of 60 mil cannons, but yeah, the flak just does not seem to do anything to these things. Yeah, there goes the first one. As you can see, it leaves a fairly impressive hole. And at this point, I'm just like, hell, well, let's just burn this next one down as fast as we can so we can keep these nukes from spawning on us. Maybe at some point I ought to try nuking these sons of bitches back. Oh, and there's the second nuke detonation. That knocks out another turret. Just trying to think of some ways to try to deal with those a little bit better. I mean, that C was on there. I could probably have it do double duty, and it would probably help out a whole lot. I don't know what the hell's going on with that nuke right there. There we go. Finally got taken out by some missiles. Not quite sure what's exploding on the inside of the ship there. I'm wondering if it might be one of the casemate secondaries where I don't have the firing restrictions, right? The thing with those casemates is they don't care if there's anything in front of them or not. They're just going to spin all the way around. It's like the barrels, they have like no substance. So they'll just go through like anything. They don't care. It looks like all we got left to do is to finish off that thing that's still spawning nukes, unfortunately. Should have several torpedoes moving to its position right now.
Yeah, I was not very happy with this battle. Mainly because my battle cruiser doesn't seem like it has much of a defense against those nukes. Now, come to think of it, I could probably modify that COPPA, make it just a pure anti-air gun, because that thing's got like crap loads of anti-missiles anyway, so yeah, maybe that's something I should think about doing. And it's got a LAM system too, so shouldn't really have too much to fear when it comes to missiles. So yeah, I think I'll probably just go ahead and convert that that COPPA into a dedicated anti-aircraft gun. Probably do something like, I don't know, maybe timed frag, see how that goes. That'll probably do wonders against those nukes. I'll have to do some testing on that later after I'm done recording this. Yeah, the battle hymn's going to see a little bit more action here in the next 2 or 3 videos. I'm kind of using her as just kind of an anchor for the fleet. And what I mean by that is just one big bad ship to kind of keep the battle from going too far into the enemy's favor. And here we're going to try spawning in some of the new submarines. Unfortunately, they don't work as well as I thought they would. There was some weird stuff that was going on in this episode, unfortunately. It's like the planes. Well, the planes were meant to work in conjunction with the submarines. The planes just kind of flew off the map and then despawned. But I think when I initially pulled them in, I spawned them into the wrong area. So I'm just gonna like despawn those because I can no longer move the blueprints very fast because I already got them started repairing. There we go. I am considering making a new type of cruiser though. Probably be an even heavier cruiser than the last. It'll probably be somewhere between the Primo Victory and the Battle Hymn when I'm done with it. I just started working on the guns on it today. Probably go with 6-meter auto loaders on it and 500mm shells. Alright, so I just spawned in that whole force in. I'm going to try to get them repaired. We still got some activity going on in the south here. Lightning hoods are trying to move in on our territory again. At least they don't got any more goddamn tachyons coming at us at the moment. I hate those things with a passion. I think that's going to be the fleet moving in here that ultimately is we're going to have it fight our new submarines and aircraft here. I do know that one of the Warriors call planes, they kind of they have a collision, so got that to look forward to. Basically, it flies into the enemy, but that just happens sometimes in From the Depths. It used to be back in the day is a whole lot worse though, as far as stuff exploding by flying into each other. I think during this battle I had to do a little bit of accidental, or I have to do a little bit of repair work on the battle hymn because I forgot to set the range for the missiles. And at the moment, they're just flying out there and then detonating once they run out of fuel. So I realized that I had the minimum and maximum ranges flipped around the wrong way. So yeah. Just be safe, I save over it, of course. But I guess it's the next battle that we had the catastrophe with the submarines and the aircraft. If I could just get them to like kind of fly in an orbit, launch missiles, maybe that would be a better way to use them. But they just do like regular bombing runs where they just fly around and spam HE, but it doesn't work as well as I'd hope. I was just scoping this ship out, trying to see what the hell it is. Great axe, apparently. It only takes like 1 or 2 good shells to get through that shield before this thing becomes, well, not a thing anymore. And there's that moment right now. Well, to its credit, though, it does a pretty good job of staying in the air, considering it's pretty much just armor and cannons. That's right, you can outrun my ship, but you can't outrun its shells. And now for the missile barrage. And he's going down. Goodbye. I think it's Heitzmeister that said, spam is king in From the Depths. Ooh, yeah. I remember this part now. The battle hymn accidentally wakes up a tile because it happens to wander into it. Still keeping an eye on that Lightning Hood's fleet to the south there. I think I just wanted to try the Warriors calling the Holy Divers by themselves to see how they do. As you can see, it doesn't turn out very well. This does not end very well. I wish I would have brought in that other force. It would have been a huge help and probably would have saved me about 200k worth of materials, maybe. Oh well, we got way more in the bank. But yeah, there go the planes right now. You see, everything starts off okay. And yeah, one of them has a collision with one of the airships, and the other ones just carry on like normal. We must have done some pretty serious damage to make a few of these things vent their ammo, so. And here we go with nuke spam again. So annoying. So very goddamn annoying. And since the planes aren't there to distract the airships from the submarines, well, then they're just going to pick the submarines apart, unfortunately. So yeah, I think what happened is those things just wandered off way, way, way too far. And the game just decided to despawn them. I've seen it happen before. That it's like a thing, if you wander into enemy territory, then it'll start a timer to where it'll despawn your stuff, or the enemy stuff, depending. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to adjust the AI on those to where it'll work around that. Yeah, without the air cover, these submarines just get torn to pieces, unfortunately. Which, of course, was not their purpose. Oh, we had a lot of things detonating there. Just mushroom clouds galore, so I decided to end the battle. Fortunately, the submarines managed to survive this, but not the planes, so yeah, I'm going to have another look at those planes. And the idea is that they're just going to fly insanely fast and just HE spam everything to death, but sometimes things don't work out the way we plan when it comes to actual real-world experience. So I go with a bit more of a conventional force this time. Some hammer highs and some fighter planes. I think I need to make it to where those fighter planes work at a bit of a higher altitude, though. Then again, I've been considering making a heavier version of it, and originally the newer fighter plane was going to be the Warrior's Call, but then I decided I was just like, fuck it, we'll make it a missile boat, see what happens, and it seemed like it excelled the most at that, so I left it. So yeah, I might be able to return it back to its original planning, though, as a heavy fighter, so we'll see. I'm surprised that plane actually survived getting hit with all those. Amazing. I don't know if it was intentional, but the way a lot of these airships look, it looks like they kind of borrowed some ideas from Warhammer 40k, at least as far as the Imperial Navy goes. I can't say I blame them. I mean, Warhammer 40k is freaking awesome, so yeah. There's always that. Yeah, oddly, so far in the campaign against the Gray Towns, it seems like my fighter planes are doing the most here. That in combination with the hammer highs. Hammer highs tear these guys up. And you wouldn't think that a bomber working at that kind of altitude would be that effective against airships, but I guess those radar gated APN bombs don't really give a damn one way or another. I think a warlord just spawned in. That's why we're. No, it was the warlord. But oh no, that is the warlord down there. Never mind. One of our ships did spawn in here. I couldn't quite tell what it was there at a glance. If I had to guess, it might be the battle hymn, I think. Yeah, for some reason, sometimes these warlords, they seem like they want to spawn in at water level, and then they can never get any altitude. Probably because they're just mostly jet stabilized from the bottom. That's one of the nice things about Daddy Blades. It doesn't matter if you're in water or not, they'll still work. That's one of the more interesting things that have been happening in From the Depths is they're trying to kind of nerf Daddy Blades to where they won't work inside craft anymore. And well, then people are just going to put them on spin blocks to get around that. I mean, I don't see the point in nerfing all this crap if, people just keep finding ways around it. I mean, might as well just leave the damn game alone. But nope, they're going to keep planking away at it, and I don't get it. Anyway. I don't know what's going on with these torpedoes. They're remote guided, so I don't know why they're having so many problems trying to hit this thing at first. I mean, a few of them just look confused as all fuck, but eventually they do the job. Again, I gotta say, torpedoes gotta be the most useful weapon in this game. I'm sure it wasn't intended to be, but it is. I mean, something that can do cram level damage and have far greater accuracy. It's pretty damn nice, actually. I mean, a medium torpedo with like 5 explosive warheads, it'll punch holes through most armor. At least from what I've seen, it will. I keep trying to bring in the all guns blazing closer and closer, but it just... in this session, unfortunately, I just didn't really get any chance to use it. Alright, well, I guess that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it.